So the Am Haaretz, so Hillel says the Am Haaretz can never be a Chassid. Can never be a Chassid. Now what's a Chassid? Now in today's world, we have a misunderstanding of what a Chassid is, because we think that everyone that wears black and white and has a beard is a Chassid. It's completely wrong. That's just some guy that has a beard and wears black and white. That's all it is. The beard is free. When you're a man, Hashem gives it to you. Sometimes when you're a woman, but it's not good if you're a woman. The hat, I'm sure somebody's going to give it to you. You can buy it. And the black and white is just a style. As a matter of fact, in the old days, it was bad for a Jew to wear black. It's only in this past few generations that black and white became popular amongst Jews. But that does not make you a Chassid. Belonging to an organization like Chabad does not make you a Chassid. Belonging to Breslev does not make you a Chassid. Belonging to anything does not make you a Chassid. What makes you a Chassid is your actions. Now, the Torah gives us some teachings about what it means to be a Chassid. Now, just like the Am Haaretz is someone that's just keeping very, very basic level mitzvot, but is not really careful with certain things, the Chassid is the exact opposite. The Chassid keeps all of the mitzvot, the entire Shulchan Aruch, but it's not enough for him. So he wants more. So he does extra stringencies. Amen. He does extra stringencies, please. Extra stringencies. Extra careful. Extra going to the mikveh. Even as a man, where you're not really commanded to go to the mikveh as a man. Extra careful with his midot. Extra careful with his respect and honor of Hashem. Everything is extra careful. No, you can give it. You give it to him and all. It's okay. Thank you. It's getting mitzvot. It's getting mitzvot. Sorry, baby.
No problem.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל יהיה מדורו.
Amen.
So a Chassid is someone that is extra careful. Now how do I know that there's a very big confusion? One of my students had this job where he was a executive assistant for this company, and the boss volunteered to help the synagogue, and of course the boss didn't actually want to do the help or anything. He wanted my student to do it because he works for him, even though it's not really part of his job. Whatever, that's what. So the synagogue got some type of grant or something, some type of government grant, and the guy was supposed to help use this grant, build some type of extension to the synagogue, or do something to do with the synagogue. So anyway, so my student gets the project from his boss, and he calls the rabbi that heads the synagogue, and he says, "Hi, I'm from so-and-so, I'm here to help with the project." And immediately this Chassid rabbi starts yelling at him. "Oh, you're wasting my time. Why did you take so long to call me? What have you done so far?" First of all, I just got this project 2 minutes ago. Second of all, I don't work for you. Third of all, I'm not your son. Fourth of all, why are you talking to me this way? I mean, you give you a list of different things of how are you behaving. You're a rabbi. You're borderline even a human being. But he had the whole uniform. He had the beard, he had the hat, he had the whole thing. A picture, you could put him on the wall. In reality, you want to hang him on the wall. So a Chassid is not that. A Chassid is not the look. A Chassid is actions. A Chassid is someone that's ultra careful about every single word that leaves his lips, every single action that comes out of his life. He's extra careful. That's what a Chassid is. Because he is even careful about the thoughts that he has in his mind. The Torah in the book of Leviticus talks about korbanot, sacrifices. And Hashem teaches us a little bit of what's a chassid. We said it last night, but it's a very good chidush I got from Rabbi Ephraim. It says if somebody made an accidental sin, made a sin by accident, they have to go bring a korban to the Beit HaMikdash. Okay, accident. If it's on purpose, it's a different story. Somebody turns on the car on purpose on Shabbat, there's no tshuva. It's death penalty. But if he, by accident, turned on the light, he ran into the light with his elbow, or by accident he forgot it was Shabbat, it's accident, it's a different story. Then he can bring korban. Now if somebody has money, he brings a nice korban. What does he bring? He brings a bull, brings a sheep, brings something nice. But miskin, what if he doesn't have any money? He's a shoe salesman. Or he sews clothes together. He doesn't have much money. He can't afford to bring a bull. So the Torah says, so says Hashem, have him bring 2 doves. 1 korban chatat, 1 korban olah. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. The guy that's rich, he's bringing 1 korban, a big bull. The guy that's poor barely can afford the bird. You tell him to bring 2 birds. And not only 1 korban, he sinned and he sinned. Both of them made the same sin. Both of them made the same sin. It's not like he made a worse sin. Both of them had the same sin. Both of them accidental sin. One guy is rich, one guy is poor. One guy is bringing a big korban of chatat, a big bull. The other one's bringing a little korban, chatat, of dove. But that's because he doesn't have money, not because he doesn't want to do it. But the Torah says he also has to bring a different type of korban also. Another dove. So the question is, why does he have to bring two korbanot? The guy barely has any money. You're bringing him to 2 korbanot? Why, his sin is worse because he doesn't have any money? The Even HaEzer brings the chidush from Rabbi Yitzchak that will give us a perspective, once and for all, what the Torah thinks is a chassid. He says the guy that doesn't have any money, he's thinking to himself, look, I made a sin, and Chaim over there made a sin. We both made the same sin. He brought a bull, I could barely afford 2 doves. They're making me bring both of my doves for 2 different korbanot. Hashem, I can barely afford it. Okay, I made the sin, but you couldn't give me a little bit more money, maybe I could give you a better korban? You couldn't give me a little bit more money, maybe I could get better tefillin? Maybe I wouldn't even make this sin? And Chazal says for that thought, that maybe Hashem made a mistake, you have to bring a korban. For the thought, not because you said it out loud. Say it out loud, they kill you. It's death penalty.
It's the thought.
The thought you had in your mind that maybe Hashem didn't give you enough money. You're having some parnasah issues, maybe it's Hashem's fault, not your fault. You have parnasah issues, you're blaming Hashem. For that thought, he says you have to bring another korban. How many times do we think that? How many times do we get angry at Hashem? And Hashem, the rent's not paid. No, Hashem, the landlord's waiting. You complain to Hashem like he owes you something. Landlord's waiting, the mortgage is waiting, the school is waiting. No, Hashem, no. We're coming to him with complaints 24 hours a day, like he owes us something. Torah says, you want to be a chassid, you're not even allowed to have the thought that Hashem made a mistake, chas v'shalom. The thought you're not allowed to have. Because for that you have to bring a separate korban. So that's what a chassid is. Now I ask you, how many of those people with the black and white, with the nice beard and a sombrero, how many of them do you think like that? How many of them do you think have such pure minds where they don't question Hashem? I bet it's not that many. It's not that many. So that's something that to wake us up as far as, you want to be a Chassid? Chazak u'Baruch, do it. But remember, that means that you have to go from Aleph ad Taf. You have to do everything that the Torah says plus more. So, if you want to do it, do it. But don't be one of these people that looks like one, but is not even Am Haaretz. Because that's what we have a lot of. We have a lot of people that look like they're Hasidim, but in reality they're closer to being a Bur or Am Haaretz. They just have the look. So don't do it. Not this one, not this one. Look like a normal Jew, put a basic kippah on, wear normal clothes, act like a normal human being. You don't have to have a beard that sweeps the floor. Act like a regular human being. When you actually can handle the responsibility of looking the part, then be the part. But until you can do it, there's no reason for it. There's absolutely no reason to look a certain way if you can't handle it. Like I hated it. I remember when I was not religious, one of the things that constantly gave me an excuse to stay not religious is when I would see so-called religious people in casinos. You know, they go to casinos or bars or different places, and you see these guys with like the Hasidish hats and the black and white, and I'm like, okay, I'm secular. I belong here because this is what I do for fun. What are you doing here? You're supposed to be a man of God. Like, it doesn't look, even to somebody that's blind, it doesn't look good.
It's true.
Even if I don't believe in anything you say, it still doesn't look good. So at least if someone is watching this and it's like 50-50, it's 50% real, 50% fake, at the very least, stop wearing the clothing. Because it becomes a different sin. It becomes Chilul Hashem. Desecrating of Hashem's name. Now it's a different level of sin. So, this is one of the most important things that all of us need to understand. That as a Jew, you have a serious, serious responsibility to yourself, to Hashem. And this responsibility is to represent Hashem at all times. You can't say, oh, listen, okay, since I'm not wearing the Hasidic clothes, I can act whatever way I want. No, because the reality of it is that if you act a fool, then what ends up happening is someone's going to find out that you're Jewish, and that's what's going to be on the headlines. Just like these Rashayim they have in Israel. So in one place you would think we'd at least have some favoritism. But in Israel, when anything happens with terrorism, you say, one Israeli kills 5 Arabs. They don't say, well, these 5 Arabs were all terrorists and they killed like 60 people. They don't say that. They say that the Jew killed 5 Arabs. Because that's what the Satan does. That's the way the world is. And that's why we have to be prepared for that. Justice is not going to happen in this world. Just like right now these Reshayim convicted a soldier, an Israeli soldier, and he's going to jail. Why? Because he killed a terrorist. He did his job. He did it. When you're a soldier, that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to throw rocks. You're supposed to shoot people when they try to kill other people. That's what soldiers do. A soldier that can't kill is not a soldier. It's a puppet. But he killed somebody because it was a terrorist. Now they're sending him to jail.
That was in the news today.
Yeah, so what's going to happen now? No one's going to want to be a soldier. No one's going to want to be a soldier. No one's going to want to defend the country. Terrorism is going to rise. And the Arabs are already going to win without us even trying. Why? Because no one wants to go to jail. They're like, oh, listen, let them kill everybody. I'm not going to jail for them.
Discouraging.
It's horrible. But this is also one of the prophecies of what's going to happen at the end of times. In the Gemara, Masechet Sotah, page 49, it says that at the end of times, the leadership that we're going to have is going to do things that are the opposite of what's good for the people. Usually, leadership is supposed to lead by doing what the people want.
Give it some.
People want you to have a certain thing, that's what you do. Because the people voted for you. Here, it's saying that at the end of times, the leadership is going to do the opposite of what the people want. Which is completely unusual. How are they even staying in office? But this also, again, shows us that who's really running the show.